Hello everybody, this is TechStack here. What epic music! Good way to start a stream, right? So what we did earlier, we created this monstrosity art that needs a lot more work, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on it more. So I think we need to focus on this tile first, right? So we need to get our dirt looking like we want it to. So let's go into here, let's add another layer. Just gonna jump right into this, right? Let's see, so we can close this original out. We got this that will have our palette in it that we're looking for. If I hold down the right key, we can get some slightly darker spots in our dirt. And I think this needs to be subtle, right? So before we use the brush with that crazy pattern on it, right? I think this needs to be a little bit more like something like that maybe, or not so harsh, right? It needs to be very spread out. That did not select that. There we go. What if we did something like this, right? And we put it in each of the corners. Oh, that is so faint. We're at 50%. Okay, let's undo that. Let's ramp up that opacity all the way. Now try it again. Really? What's up with this brush? Size, no hardness. Why don't I just put it in the middle? We get a few spots. Interesting. What if we do this brush instead? We just get a few spots. What? Let's just really blow these up. Man, I'm okay with a few spots if that's what's needed, but I kind of thought it would be more than this. Let's try that. Turn these palettes off. Let's create a duplicate folder. And let's duplicate this. Okay, and then we need to move this around. There we go. Let's duplicate her again. There we go. And again. Keep clicking on the wrong spot there. I think having a 3x3 area is a nice area to try and see if it goes well. If it tiles well. There we go. And we're going to take that and duplicate it yet again. Oh, those were not lined up right. Dang. Duplicate. Let's turn this off, and you can see a hard edge. We had this with the grass, right? Until I took the rule of splitting it into quarters. Let's do Shift B. Let's grab that color. Let's paint that right there and there. And it's not gonna work. We need to, how am I gonna do this? Is that even what look we're going for? It makes it look grass-like almost still. See what happens if I grab what is the clone tool? Clone stamp tool. So Alt click there, paint it here. Let's do the same there. Not sure why it's not painting, but it's shifted off a little bit, that's why. Let's try this again. So if I click right on the edge, go right on the edge. There we go. So now we can see what the other side looks like on this side. Okay, and then we need to take there we go. Kind of, oop, painting those in a bigger area basically. So the blend, and then let's do the bottom to the top. Okay, and then top to the bottom, I guess. Okay, now those are hard edges, so let's get rid of that a bit by going here to say here. Let's save it, see what it did. Made it worse. I know the original has no spots at all in the main one, but it does have these other spots, right? And they're just big, different colored pieces, basically. Maybe that's what we need to do. Instead of going intense, darker, maybe we need to go lighter with this because it's more exposed. There's not shadow there, right? So let's try that approach. So we'll say this is darker, and we'll undo it, and we'll create another one that's going to be lighter. And we will grab our palette colors from here. Oops, give me a brush tool, please. There we go. And go with a regular brush. Not sure why I can't see it. There it is. Save that. I just want to look at it, right? I know it's not going to tell. Take this off. Oh. Let's take that off. Really? It's too much of it, like too intense, but maybe. The blotch sizes are too big, is what I'm saying. Let's select all, delete it. Okay. If I go bigger. It doesn't need a lot necessarily, right? Let's try it. Let's do a new layer. Or no, not a new layer. We want to delete this. This is the cat meow song. Marquee tool. We're going to go fixed size 64 by 64. We're going to click right up here. Going to Control Shift C, Control Shift V. Move you down here. And let's turn this layer off. Oh wait, we don't want to do that. So Control Shift C now. Control Shift V. Go. And down in this corner with the marquee tool again. With that layer turned off though. Control Shift C, Control Shift V. It's not the right size now. Dang. So I might have to pick up that background color. Let's turn it with the background color on. Control Shift C, Control Shift V. And come on. Go. Turn this on, this off. Marquee that. Control Shift C. Control Shift V. V. Turn this all off. I said off. This on. This back on. Marquee tool. This. Control Shift C, Control Shift V. Oop, just one so. V. It's off. Got those three corners. Marquee tool, this. Control Shift C, Control Shift V, V. Put all these on. There's our new texture. And this is where we go back to the brush tool and we go boom in the middle. Put these patches down in the right hand corner of them. I think that's the bottom left of everyone. It is. There. That may be there. That's not too bad. For a generic texture, it's probably okay. So let's save that. Let's look at it in our game. Without all the grid crap on. Please. I think we can do it by playing the game, right? It doesn't really add much to it. I think having it just plain brown might be better. I don't know what you guys think, but it doesn't, it's barely visible. I do like that dark grass though. It's like, it's there, but it's barely visible when it's not zoomed in extremely. It's such a small area it's covering. Oh yeah, I forgot we did that. I think it's not needed. I think the solid color is better. Let's just get rid of all of it. Save. You know, looking at it in here, it feels like it shouldn't work. But I think in game, it kind of does. You gonna try and import that again? No, I didn't save it. There we go. Yeah. If we had some bigger pieces that were more distracting, maybe. I'm also tempted to add even more variety to this grass transition stuff. I like that this dips in, but I think a dip in with no green thing here would be pretty cool. Potentially even with this bump out, just to give it more flavor, right? More variety to the whole thing. Oh, and it did do the flicker thing. So that's unfortunate for one, but also probably fixable by moving it from this to this texture. Right, because this is one, this is another. Let's do this grass. Let's see how we can make an extra variety, right? I think it's gonna mean we take one of these and duplicate them, just as a like a new smart object. Convert new smart object via copy, and we will call this grass variant A. And where are you? Let's bring you down here. Yep, good spot for it. Grass variant A, we'll open you up. And see, we've got, this is our base layer, that is an overlay. Do we add extra darkness to it? Do we add more lightness? I'm not quite sure. Do we do both? Let's grab the dark color first, I guess, huh? How am I doing that? I want to know. Okay, so we got the dark. We don't have the right brush. Let's just try doing something like this. Alright, some grass growing every which way in long stripes. Throwing a big blur brush over it. We're all done. What happened to the stream? I mean. Huh? Did it die for you? Hope not. Let's just say it like that. We'll grab this tile specifically off the ground, so that one. Go there. That is strange. Huh. Well, welcome. Oh, great. Which one's the different one? I have no clue. Did I save it? I did. Why is it showing? I did not save it, that's why. Save. Thank you. They've got a ways to go still, but it's start, right? Why is that? Why is there only... Oh, I know why. Need to go in here and create a new one. Let me just make it 128 by 128. Save. And that was the window we wanted to be in. Apply. Close this. Now we have that extra one. So you're beginning to redraw all assets or just making your own? So I'm gonna use the same type of tile, if that makes sense. Like the road, the dirt path to grass transition, like those type of things. And as I'm doing this, I'm seeing, you know, I might want a piece that looks like this without that grass island there, just the dirt dip, or just this hump out without those two little smaller pieces. So I think I'm gonna have more variety added to my set than what the original set had, but it just depends on how tolerant I can be of my own art. That makes sense. So here's the scene view. We need to grab this one. And in the project here, we need to grab this, pull it over here. And there. And there. That should take care of those. Then we go back to scene view. There's variety there. I'm sure of it, but good luck seeing it. Right. My only holdback about that program is it seems geared to pixel art, and I'm not really trying to go for pixel art. I have nothing against it, but it's just not the look I wanted to have for it. Like, I'll zoom in there and get in detail when I'm building stuff, but I want it to be a little higher res than that. Like, we added some variety to it, but my eye is not spotting it. Not in this view, at least. Let's go into the game. And I've learned some tricks in Photoshop that are starting to help me. I'll put it that way. Around being able to get it to tile quickly in Photoshop to see how it looks. Gosh, I can't see this stuff. Where's the different one? That is my different one. That's my normal one. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm using Smart Objects, which is basically like a file embedded inside of a file. So you see up here, I've got these. Right, right. I understand that. I'd have to undo all my learning of Photoshop though too. And I did see another program that looked interesting to me as well. It's a free open source painting program, I guess you can call it. That's designed by artists, made by artists, used by artists. It's a professional grade open source called Krita. Thank you. So anyway, with the grass, so like if I do this, if I open this one up and I grab, say, a pencil and a weird color, a brown, and I just draw a brown line there and save this, it automatically updates all the places in this that I have that same smart object, right? So I can quickly do tiling. I can quickly do like components within components. So if I did, so I was thinking, right, I would have done this grass the same way, but I wasn't. It works this way though too. I'm gonna undo this. There we go. Save it. So it makes a quick way of viewing what the tile will look like, right? So this is my smart object for grass variant A. We added some to it, but it just is not visible. Let's get some more of that color, the palette color. Should we go darker? Let's go darker. Is grass B? No. Too many windows open. Oh, it is. Okay. That's too much. Okay, then let's do the blur on this. Bigger blur. So we only have to do it once. Or 3 or 4 times. Let's try it that. So I saved that. And it only updated this one because that's a different smart object down here. Let's save that, go into the game. And there they are. That's kind of what I was going for, right? It breaks up the uniformity of it. It's not too extreme. The only criticism I can say I have of it is it's blurred out the background too much. So I think what we need to do is go into that again and undo everything pretty much. And then can I grab just those? Ah, crap. What's going on? There. I want to do W, not contiguous, not sample all layers. I want to do just this layer and grab all of those. I'm going to cut them off. Okay, I've got them on my clipboard now. I'm going to create a brand new layer. Control-Shift-V them in. Now they're on their own thing. You should just make a tiny patch of dark grass in the center. Right now, it kind of looks strange. Right, that's what I'm trying to do. What looks strange to me is the background got blurred by mistake. I needed to blur just this stuff. So I need to get this pattern back in there so I can do that. So I've also got this set up with a pattern for my grass. Boom. Now, let's go brand new layer for that as well. Okay. Now if I take this and blur just this. Oh, gotta save the original. Gotta save both. It's the weird thing about it. Save. Okay, now Unity recognized it. That's better, but it's still not quite matching. Okay, what if... Did it blur it? Okay, so we'll redo that. Image, step forward. We'll remove this one and... Come on, blur tool. You can't blur this? Oh. That didn't help. Nothing. Yeah, it's definitely blurring the background image too, because look, it's picking up the whole thing. If I don't say sample all layers, what happens? That's kind of what I want. Okay, then we need to go save this one. And let's see what it does. That's better. It feels like a patch of crabgrass or something, right? And I'm getting those lines back. We'll deal with that later. I know how to deal with that. Let's do the one with the little bit of dirt showing through. This next. I'd like to hear you guys' feedback on this one if it looks too much or whatever. I definitely like the grass though. The normal grass texture. I don't think I could do that any better. You blinking at me for? So we need to deal with this type of behavior now. How are we gonna do that? So I need another smart object somewhere. Guess we'll do with this one. We'll go into it. Wait, where are you at? Didn't we just hear the song? What's going on? Okay, you're down there. You're just a placeholder right there. I think it looks really subtle, and with Twitch and the bitrate, it's not easiest to decipher the two unless you stand still, but it does look bad. Okay, thank you. I forgot about Twitch compressing it. So I used to stream in 1080p, but people complained that that's too high of a bitrate for their computers or their bandwidth. So I stopped doing that. Let's duplicate this one as a new smart object. So this will be our variant B, and this needs to go into duplicates. There we go. So where is it now? Yeah, this is what it'll be. We'll just put it right here. And this will be variant B. Okay, and I'm gonna open this one up. And for this one, we need to get a hole in it, right? So I'm gonna get rid of these two layers because they're just junk at this point. I'm gonna create another layer. We're gonna put it on the bottom. We're going to go back to our main. We need to start closing these, what we need to do. Too many open. Probably good there. Yeah, I think 720p is about the rate is good, but with compression and stuff, you still can't completely smooth the experience out for everyone. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to do. The way I stream, it's streaming right now about like 3800, 3528 it says, and that's pretty constant for me. I do it constant to try and bump up the quality a bit, right? So it doesn't drop down. Don't know if it works. That's what I do. So we need to grab the brown color. That's what I came back here for. Which is this. And go into this one. And we're going to just fill this whole layer with brown. That is not a brown. Back to this, brown. Okay. Can't see it because it's behind the other layer. Now I can do this and add a mask, right? Yeah, there we go. Gonna do B, that's the wrong color. We need to get that color. We'll flip them. Perfect. Do B, do Shift B till we get something that looks kind of cool. Oh, we want to use, that was it. But not that specific one. We'll do a hard edge on this. We're gonna go smaller, obviously. And let's do a swirl like that. That's probably good. So now we need to get in and, oh, that's not hard enough. Let's go with the pencil. That's a hard edge. All right, so I don't want it uniform. I want it to be lopsided like that. This is organic in nature. Let's start adding some more layers in here. We need a grass edge, and we need a grass or a dirt edge in there at least, and then probably a dirt edge light. So let's do that. Grass edge, dirt edge, edge, not dedge. Okay, so on grass edge, we need to grab the darker palette color. first. Get in here nice and tight and get a small brush. Go. In. In a sec, I think my wife might be yelling for me. Okay, and there's no tiling to have to worry about in this, so this makes it kind of easy. By that I mean like this line I'm drawing is not going to go to the edge, it's going to tile. Whoa, not like that though. Okay, and then we need to get the light color. This one. That one's going to go in there, but it's going to be smaller. Okay, and then we need to go to the other one, grab the dark brown. Be that one. And this is going to be that. And it needs to be underneath. Grass probably needs to be there. Oops. There we go. Okay, and then light goes underneath that. And we grab the light color. The darker, light darker. There we go. Save all that. See it in this. Ah, we edited the wrong one. Okay. I must have made a duplicate instead of a copy. So you're telling me to avoid the hard edge in the bottom right, and I'm assuming you're doing that because of the shadow, right? Is what you're saying? But think of it this way. There's no... Maybe this block isn't as important, but for, say, this one, I had to have a shadow all the way around because this is the same texture as this one. And the same texture as this one. And the same texture as this one. They're just rotated 90 degrees. So instead of casting a shadow like there's light in the upper left-hand corner and it casts a shadow lower right, but the lower right stuff doesn't get a shadow, it gets light instead. Think of this as the light is dead center in the screen and casting out shadows from there. Or light from all directions casting shadows in, however you want to look at it. Because I want it to be uniform in every direction. And it closely mirrors up with what this did, right? So there's a shadow here, there's also a shadow here. Tile it just made. If you're talking about these, those hard edges match this. If you're talking about that corner there, yeah, that needs fixed. On the bottom right, you have a, yeah, there's a little spike there. I agree. But that shouldn't have been for all those tiles. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around how I'm going to fix now. I think I can make a duplicate with a new copy of this. This becomes our variant, right? Which is right there. Then this variant B needs to be just grass. We open it up and we get rid of those extra layers. Delete layer mask. Save. There we go. Okay, so now back to what you're saying. Get rid of the duplicate there. Go into this. Assuming you're talking about this thing. It's on dirt edge here, so I can go eraser tool. And dirt edge light. If that wasn't what you're talking about, please let me know. And let's go into the game. Let's grab that tile there. Go into our project here. We need to edit this. Let's pick up our... Oh, we didn't save it. Save. So we can create a new one here. Love how every program has slightly... Oh, crap. Slightly different zoom settings. It makes my head hurt after a while. 128 by 128, please. And you're moved over a hair, so we need to go 184, please. Yep, that looks good. Save and apply. So now we got that extra one. Go back over here. Grab our handy dandy tile, get the tile itself from that. Go into here and select this instead. Save. Now, compared to the other one, this is very harsh, right? It's the other one was split in two, and maybe we need to touch this up a bit. Seeing it in game, it feels like there's a hole in the ground there instead of a dead spot in the grass like it was before. Oh, and I need to fix the actual tiles in here too. That's gonna be this one. Oh, it didn't fix it. What are you? Oh, the town one, okay. Slowly, slowly, slowly getting there. Yeah, let's fix this. It's too much. Okay, how to fix it? We could do this. We could say X and just do, or not X, X again. Draw that. Get some of our grass back. Guess this needs to be on the top then, huh? Huh? Oh, crap. Let's get a bigger tool. There we go. Let's try with that, but obviously we need to make the edges back. Zoom, please? Why can't I zoom? Oh. Be this, and go one bigger. This is the grass edge. This actually needs to be up there now. Ugh. It needs to be erased completely. All delete. Let's do the same for these two. We gotta do them over. Delete. Delete. Okay, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully this is at least somewhat entertaining, watching me screw this up. Hopefully not too bad. Like I just did there. And do smaller strokes so I can undo without getting everything. Oh, that's a thought. Maybe part of the problem is that this is too harsh of a line. So I wanted it to be pretty harsh on my trails, because it's very well defined that this is grass and this is not, but with this being somewhat grass, maybe this dark green needs to be narrower. Let's try that. So if we zoom in more, and I get a smaller brush out, that's what I'm saying. Like that size even, right? And draw it with that. So it comes out a little smaller. Probably should use like the magic wand and select this and expand or contract the selection, then invert it, then fill in the layer. But this gives us more randomness, I think. I can control a little better. Okay, that was one color. Need to grab the other. This goes around the outside of that. But we can cut into it as part of it, is what I've been doing. Just to give that dark edge some unevenness to it, if you will. And we can cut down how harsh it is, because we've always cut it down how harsh it is before, when it was a bigger brush even. There we go. And it's about being organic with this, right? It's not precise. There we go. That's gonna feel better, I think, in game. And then we got to do the dark edges for the dirt. So we got dirt, dark one first is what we traditionally do. Yep. And the size of it, I don't know. I'm gonna change the size of this one. I think I'm gonna save it the same because I can just hide it up underneath the grass because it is the layer underneath. If I want it to be narrow, I just keep it more under the grass. There we go. Let's get this one while we're at it. Some there. Let's grab that one then. And this will be our light edge. Which really feels like the shadow, right? These pieces here are the transition between grass and dirt, and this is the shadow that it cast. To me, that's what it feels like. Shadow from every direction. Guess those need filled in, don't they? Oh, too much. Thank you. So I was just about to ask you, when you do your pixel art and stuff, do you use mouse and keyboard? Do you... Oh, wait. Let's redo it. Do it again. Let's just erase it. That's what I love about doing it on a different layer, right? It makes it easy to erase. When you do your pixel art, do you use keyboard and mouse, or do you use like a pen stylus tool? I don't know about the long, straight lines of pixels, though. If you're going for natural, then lines should never be fully straight. Yeah, like here. It's true. Same over here. It's easy enough to break up real quick. So we can grab this, put some there, some there. Takes the straightness off a little bit. It's like every time somebody messages, the Discord thing pops up. Save. Save it, save, save, save it. Save you. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Get in the game, please. Oh, we can fix that. Save. I had a panic attack for a second. Let's play the game now. Start. Ignore the road path here still. Yeah, that's much better. Much, much better, I think. It feels like there's a dirty, muddy spot there, right? It's not a hole in the ground. The grass just didn't grow right there. Okay, I want to be able to get a screenshot of something, right? When I'm done, where it's all, except for the houses and stuff like that. It's like my grass, this road. So I need to get those corner pieces into my stuff, this into my stuff, and that into my stuff. I think that'll be a good goal for tonight. Might be a little bit of much. We'll have to see how fast I can do it. But I think these corner pieces are the next one to tackle. Because it should be one tile rotated 4 times. So let's do that. We're going to close that down. Have Photoshop, please. Thank you. What I'm going to start with is the base for this. It's mostly dirt. Probably makes sense to do it off the dirt. So let's do it off the dirt. So we're going to grab this dirt copy. We're going to say new smart object via copy. And we're going to move it up here. We're going to do in there, because it's going to be grass to dirt transition. And it's going to be an inside corner, I guess we'll call it. Inside corner. We'll put it inside there. Put this inside there. Yes, I use mouse and keyboard. I actually go through Google Images and get a feel for what I'd like to draw before drawing it, and then do about 100 different prototypes. Yeah, so that's what I'm using the original art for and why it's in here. I'm using it like a reference image to get a feel for a high level how it should look, right? I'm not trying to copy colors. I'm not trying to copy this, that, and other thing. I'm trying to look at it and say, okay, this corner piece that I'm trying to create now needs to be approximately, 1 pixel width or 1 quadrant within. So does this, that type of stuff, so that I can make it tile nicely, and that it needs to have a shadow, and then it needs to be the grass and dirt, that type of stuff. I'm not going for an exact copy of this stuff because I don't know that I could. Okay, so that's our base image, which is right there. So we're going to move this down, say here. Make sure we're lined up right. We are not. Okay, we're lined up right now. Let's name this dirt corner, inside corner. That's totally understandable. I look through tile sets and even play a lot of games that my game are inspired by, so drawing things with inspiration is fine, but don't get too similar. Exactly. I've also been looking at Legend of Zelda just to get an idea for how they would draw it in their old school, low resolution, low color count type of scenario. Not that I'm going to do that, but things like the dungeon. So if I look at the dungeon tile set in mine, they would just run the bricks clean up to the corner in that version and drew a diagonal straight line 1 pixel wide from corner to corner in the corner, and that's what the corner is, right? There's no beam or anything in there. It was an interesting realization having played those so long ago. I never realized that it's just a hard corner there. There's nothing, it makes no sense at all, basically, once you realize it. But it works, right? It's a old school game, it works. Okay, so there's that. We need to grab basically one of these to use as a reference for how wide it needs to be. So let's find one of those sides. It's this one. We will open that one up. And that's a bad one. Sorry. I don't want the variants. I want the original. There we go. In fact, that's exactly what I want. Copy. Still selected. Interesting. And this is located there. I'm also not the best artist. I'm still learning, but I think once you get a style going and make consistent, then you'll be good. As long as the art is consistent, then it sort of lessens the blow of the game looks good or not. Yeah, agree. I'll say even right now, you know, this being this drastically different, it's bothering me a little bit, especially with this. Yeah, it needs to all feel the same. This is a bit more toony than what this is, and I'm not sure I can do anything of quality for the house, but I'm gonna try. Right, take it piece by piece. Okay, so we got this in here. If this is our corner here, we need it to go from this edge to this edge and this edge to that edge. So this needs to be rotated 180. First off, apply that, and it's gone. How did that happen? Photoshop, what'd you do? Where did you go? Okay, it's 1 pixel wide. Why would it disappear? It's not even right. Let's get rid of it. All together. We need to go back to that layer. It didn't control Shift C, so it gets everything on all layers. There we go. I was missing this darker green stuff. So let's try that rotate again at 180. Really? I don't understand that one bit. Do a 90 and then another 90 maybe? Okay, let's do a negative 90 because that's what I need. What the heck? Why did it make it shaded? $100%. It's going to be 90 negative. Apply. There's no option for like transparency set anywhere. It's on its own layer. I was doing this all night. Oh, let's just do it 90 by 90 by 90. 90 inner. Any ideas from anyone is welcome at this point. I did this earlier. I just need the size of this is what I'm going for. Also, I think if there's a lot of unused land in your game, for instance, like the walk from the village to the desert area has no sorts of points of interest before the town itself, so there's any blank space that doesn't really need to do anything or have anything, then it shouldn't be there. I get what you're going for. So this is prototype land for now, right? All these houses I intend to build, at least the ones with the doors open, I intend to build interiors for, so all these will. There's going to be something over here that you'll have to do. This will probably have some type of loot in it at some point. Things like that. So I get your point. I probably need more houses in this, right? Those type of things. There'll be NPCs spread throughout. I'm not sure about enemies in this area. It might be a, quote, safe area. Or mostly safe. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to make the player walk 10 extra pieces or spaces if it's not necessary, if there's nothing value added to it. I get what you're going for. Okay, so this is odd. Well, I know that it's going to be right at the thing there, so I could do it that way. Let's grab that color. And bump this one up right to it. And this one. And then the rest is going to be these different colors, which is the hard part. Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe if I... Yeah, I think if I take another layer, call this one grass. So I'm treating this almost like it's a puzzle instead of art, which is hilarious. Okay, so there we go. And then this, we need to define what that curve is going to be like. So on this, we're going to mask this. And the mask is interesting because we need to do this. Why is there transparency on this object? That's a solid black. But it's coming out gray. It's the pattern. Dang it. There we go. Okay, so now we can take and erase the black like that. Cool. So we done those parts. And do that. So that'll be our grass, right? This is our... Interesting, so I got it on the wrong layer. So this will be our dark highlight edge, right? So these... Come on. Give me a tool. Pattern. There we go. Save. This will be our dark edge. Grab this. Just went underwater, man. And edge. Palette. This one. This needs to be smaller. There we go. And then another 2 that we'll put on the bottom. Turn this back on. We can get this dark color first. Name our layer. Okay. Dirt, edge, light. Let's grab the right color. Here we go. So we save that. We got our corner piece there. And we can take this, wherever it is, dirt inside corner. Yeah, okay. Duplicate it 4 times. Duplicate layer. Oops. I hope it doesn't seem like nitpicking. I just want to give you feedback. As a dev, I know how important feedback is for stuff. Yeah, I'm fine with feedback, man. As long as it's not done like purposely mean, I will take it just fine. I probably will even if it's done purposely mean. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna create a duplicate layer or group. Let's be down here. Wish the F2 worked to rename a stupid folder in Photoshop. Duplicate. Boom. B. And then rotate. So now when I do this one, it's not going all shaded to nothing or transparent. Duplicate. Oh, inner. Duplicate layer. Okay. Why did this one do that on that side? It's gonna be a problem. Let's make sure it's okay. Yeah, the original's okay. So it's a bug in the way it rotated it. So let's delete this one. Let's grab the original maybe and see if that duplicates okay to rotate it 180. Say 180 then. And that's not quite lining up right. That would be right. What is going on? Is our layer not the right size? No, it is. It rotated just fine to get here. Why are we dropping a pixel on one side or the other? So if I do this, it doesn't line up here. Photoshop, you drive me nuts. You drive me nuts. Let's do this again. Duplicate you. Yes. V. Gonna click like that. I'm gonna say negative 90 this time. Transition you straight down. Now, which one do I duplicate? Why don't you just draw a line of pixels? It was a straight line. Because that makes too much sense. No, the reason that I didn't is these are all smart objects and they're all linked together. So if I make a change to this one, I want it to update all the other ones without me having to do anything. Right, so this is like an initial setup of a template kind of thing I'm doing right now. Because that is exactly what I want to do too. When I get these defined, this will be my area for anything that's a 3x3 of a same thing. This will be the same. These will be variants of that. This will be the inside corners. This will be the outside corners. Those will be the edges. And I just copy this file into a new name, and I make this the gray road, and this the gray area, and this the gray area, and boom, I'm done with the gray, right? So that will fill in these type of things, basically. It'll speed me along a lot, right? Or that's the hope. I haven't done this before. Be another negative 90, wouldn't it? Enter. There we go. Something about the order I did the rotations in was throwing it off. But that worked out okay. Okay, so now that I've got this visible, I can get in real close and I see this is off, right? This isn't correct. Having this and this here, it's too obvious of a spot there, I guess, it comes in. It shouldn't come in like that. So let's fix it. Grab my eraser tool. And then go to the other layer, grab the eraser tool, there, and there. Yes, that's going to be very straight looking, but I think that'll look better. Yeah, it does already. To me, it does. Now, the thing that's off is look how these grass sections look. That's why I wanted to grab the grass from the original. In order to make this line up, this is going to be hard. I can make it line up with itself real easy. Let's turn those off. Oh, that's very, very noticeable. At that distance, it's not as noticeable. Let's try it in game. I've saved it over there, so it's going to import everything. We need to go to our tile, our sprite sheet here, and tell it to make some new ones, right? So 770 maybe. Let's get in nice and tight on that. There we go. We're good. So now I can draw another one from over here. .128 by 128. Yep. And this one. 28 by 128. 28. Apply. Close this. So we got all those now. Let's go into our overworld and find this section. All right, so we need to get this, and that is this one. This one is this. This one. That. Come on. And then in the overworld, we need, or yeah, in this actual scene, we need to grab these tiles because this is going to be off a rule tile, yeah. So we need to get that rules section down here. And they're just single rules, looks like. So that's good. This one, this one. Okay, now what else needs fixed? Let's just play it. Let's get over to that area. Let's look at those edges, because with the line being drawn on there for the grid, it's hard to see if it's gonna stand out. They do not stand out to me at all. Even in close, I can't tell where it's at. At all. It's perfect. Almost done. Need to get my flowers there and stuff there, don't I? Okay, let's do those two. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for those two, to be honest. We could probably do the one. Let's try the lighter one. The little hole thing. I just redo each tile set in my own by making what I call a free project. I draw scenery or room using grid, so they all count as individual tiles, and then once I have a really good idea of what a room in a game might look like, I copy and paste the pieces of that room to a tile set so I can use it in the game, and I'm probably at least the least efficient. I get what you're going for. It makes sense if you've got a good vision for what it should look like as a whole. I don't. So I'm building it out once I get the tiles. And I'll say, as I'm building this, I've recognized that I need more variations to this type of flow, right? I don't want it to look all uniform like this much. But I also don't want the same variation every time when there's a variation. So we need to figure out how to do those little divots in the road, right? So let's do that. We'll grab the dirt yet again as a starting point. This time we'll make sure it's a variant. Its own copy or whatever. New smart object, I have copy. Dirt. Very A. And where are you located? Right there. We're going to bring you down here. But not just your anchor point. And it's pretty important I'm putting white space between these, because odds are I'm going to fill these in with other colors later, right? I'm going to expend them out for the pixels that they should be, so we don't get that little flicker thing going on this time. Okay, so let's open this one up, and let's just make a quick edit to it. Can you open, please? Transformer's still active. Okay, let's grab this. We'll make a quick edit like that. And it's only that one. Okay, I want to make sure it was unique. So, what colors are we going to go for this? I think we'll try a lighter color, like what they had in the thing. Bay. Grab that one. And not that B tool. This one, but bigger. And there's some shading there. Do a new layer. Come on, create another layer. Let's mask it. Great. Spent all that time trying to make this the shape I wanted. I'm gonna have to redo it. Let's do this instead. We're gonna do W, select, go to here, and we're gonna paint all that in. Okay, then we're gonna do Control Shift I, we're gonna hit X, and then we're gonna paint around those to fill it back in. Perfect. Now our mask is the shape of those. So now when we do this, and let's say Control Shift I again, and let's contract, because I'm gonna be lazy with this one. Maybe. Modify, contract, 3 pixels, go. No, that's not what I want. Control Shift I that way. I think it needs to be the darker color myself. It needs to be this color. And you needed that. You needed it. Now the real question is, does it be that color, or do we do the super dark color? Like this. And then do select, modify, contract 1 pixel, and then go that other color that was in between, the shadow color I was talking about. And this color would be what? On yet another layer. Control Shift I. Let it be underneath this one. There we go. What happens if we contract just a little bit more with that selection? Oop. Control Shift I. Let's give it a little bit more variation. We'll get this lighter color. And we'll go in like this. Really small. Really, really small. That might have been too straight. Oh, crap. Copy. copy that off. Let's put them on a brand new layer at the very top of all this. The very bottom of all this, sorry. There we go. Oh, Control Shift V. There we go. Get them in the right spot. So I don't know if you've ever seen some bare dirt when it is very dry looking. It gets cracks in it like this. Has to be pretty stinking dry for it to happen though. And then let's grab this color. And I highlight this. Make it look like it's got a little shadow underneath it. Oop, 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 oop. Or should this be this color? Whoa. Whoa. Why are you going green? Oh. Normal opacity 0 on this layer, and you're not coloring it. The darker color looks better. On the same layer still. This is one of those times where the lighting is going to be a little funky compared to everything else. It has to be on one side because I don't want to make it on both sides of these. So we'll put this one on this side, I guess. This one on this side. At least the way I'm setting these up, if it looks like crap, it's its own layer and I can delete it in 2 seconds. That was fine. If you look like crap, you can select me in 2 seconds. Okay. If I look like crap, I'm gonna blame it on something I ate. My face blowing up like a balloon again. Is that what you said to me? Oh, what? You drunk again? Deselect. Dialect. Dialect. Woo. Little tequila. Okay. That'll do it. Ooh. Ooh. Not sure about those cracks at all now that I see them in here. Zoomed out. Okay, so let's select this tile. It's on the rule path. Okay, fine. Oh, no, 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 no. Get rid of this. Save you. These look better. Yes, good. Which one are you? It's either this or this. So it's this one. So I need to move that one to be this new one, which doesn't even have this thing defined yet. I think that looks too much like pixel art for this to work. And 28, boom. Back here, select this. There's our rule path. It's this one, yep. When you step back and look at your cracks and release, you don't know how your cracks look. Nice. Play. I don't like it. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna like it. We'll get rid of those little cracks out of it. I was trying to add something to it beyond what was in the originals. Yeah, they're like, the anti-aliasing is screwing with them and it looks like they're moving because there's so little. Yeah, we don't want that. Don't want it. So, lesson learned. And gone. Save. Save. Restart the game. How do you look now? By the way, hi Reaper. I think it makes, just make a texture, sort of texture for the little rock, maybe using filters in Photoshop and to make the rock look more realistic. And you sort of got that going. So I didn't take it as a rock. I took it as a depression in the walkway. It feels harsh. The dark is too much. Dark is too much. So we're gonna get rid of the darker one. Like that. Oops. Save here. What does that do to us? That's better. It's just like a different colored depression or slight raise up in it, that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, and that's why I didn't like the harshness. I think this is better. It almost needs another step between, but this will do. Maybe the bottom color is too much, right? So like if we look at this as the bottom of the area, is there a shade that we can go that's in our palette that is lighter? I don't think there is. So this color. Oh, whoa, what'd I do? Oh, it's an eraser. Yeah, that is the color. It's such a drastic change from this to that, though. Feel you, man. I like drawing, but it hurts when I show my parents the portrait I draw. Oh, wow. That's rough. I'll keep it for now. I might end up changing it later, though. Okay, I want to get a screenshot. Or a snip of the area. We'll cut out some of them blemishes that we don't want yet. That isn't even in it. It's going good. Going to the doctor tomorrow for my face. We'll see if what he says. Insert jokes here, right? But I need to get the kids off to bed. They've actually got school tomorrow. Let's see who else might be streaming that is streaming game dev, because I made that mistake earlier. I'll check the screenshot to tell you what's going on. Okay. Twitch. On Twitch, load up. See, the people that Twitch is trying to tell me are streaming are not actually streaming. Unity. VR programming, okay. And learn Unity 2D platformer. Unity dev making a space shooter. We've never seen this person streaming before. Let's make sure they're actually streaming Unity development.
There.
Well, they're playing a game.
Okay. Let's try something. I'm just gonna test something right here real quick.
Yeah, sure. Let's raid this guy. Keep the Unity love going. So I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. That's how it goes with the doctor and everything. See what's going on. But bye. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's kill that music and start the raid. No. Thank you, Reaper. Esteban.